Howdy, howdy, everyone. Hopefully, you can all hear me fairly good. And so what we are discussing is the war that is taking place with Israel attacking Iran, Iran attacking back, and then Israel and Iran going at it. I've been tracking this obviously for some days. If y'all know me from the TikTok side, if you don't, welcome into the YouTube side. Hopefully everyone can hear me fairly good. Let's see, some reason the chat window is not showing up, so give me just a second. Let me pull this in. Where's it at? There it is. There we go. All right, so everybody hear me good? Howdy, howdy. Man, y'all are coming in like crazy. Let's go. Yes, awesome. All right, so to catch you up on what's going on, for America being involved. Now, number one, I want to explain America would be involved in going after Iran regardless what is taking place with Israel. That has been brewing for a good decade of an issue, and Trump has said that he was trying to get them to do a deal, and obviously they didn't want to do it. And so his second option was going after Iran. But that is how Iran's wanting it, is saying, you know, bring it on, let's go. And then Iran does a lot of empty threats, by the way. For instance, your latest thing that you're hearing today, which is June the 17th, we're sitting at a little bit after 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Iran is, there's reports going around that Iran is saying that they're going to unleash something that the world has never seen before. They've done this type of talk before. They're all talk, no action, majority of the time. Now, one thing I want to make very clear, Iran would be idiots to do something against America. So just get that thought clearly out of your head so you're not worried or thinking about something like that. What America has to worry about is terrorists, not places like Iran. Now, Iran does have militia groups like Hamas, Houthis, Hezbollah, so those are the Iranian-backed militia groups. By the way, Crazy Dopey coming in, saying, I'm glad to see you're back on here. Thank you so much for doing that, Crazy Dopey. Greatly do appreciate you on that. Stuck in Florida, I'm not sure what you're talking about. That's what I'm covering right now. So, in 48 hours ago, we had where America was, let me put this filter on. You had 48 hours ago where there was a lot of tankers that was flying over. Thank you again, Crazy Dopey, for doing that. Greatly do appreciate you. Thank you, everybody who is telling Crazy Dopey. Thank you so much in the chats as well. I greatly appreciate that. So, had a lot of tankers that was up. Now, I am a type of person, if this is the first time that you're watching me, I crush a lot of fear. I sit here and explain what's going on in the sky. 99% of the time that you sit here and you see me tracking is usually stuff that can be explained with just a pilot stretching their legs or some type of training maneuver or things like that. 1% of the time, you end up seeing something like when the 135 rivet joint was doing back and forth patterns during the balloons that flew over America. You knew that's what it was tracking because it was an unusual pattern and such. So you have certain things like that. Sometimes you find a needle in a haystack. This is one of the needles in the haystack. This is where you had over 30 tankers that was unleashed that we saw on radar. No telling how many more there was with their transponders turned off. Now, when you hear the transponders turned off, that means that we're not allowed to see that. Vincent is in the background saying hello to you all. So there was at least 30 that went up. We ended up seeing a couple of them they went off of radar when it went out to the North Atlantic. And then it came back for a couple of them to where they went into Italy and landed. A few of them stayed off of the coast of Spain. No idea where they went to from there. Now, all the rest of them, the 25 plus, we're not sure where they went to because they never came back onto radar. So looks like that could have been a possibility of a strategic maneuver. Now, you did have another incident that took place. Let me find that for you. That took place last night. And let's see, right here. So this took, and I'm going to pause this just so it doesn't go off the map. So last night for June 16th, you had where there was a Sentry that was flying up. Now, this was NATO that was here, and they were down here flying at the Poland-Ukraine line. Now, if you've never seen this before, what this is where Russia is doing heavy fire on Ukraine, and Russia is known for flying over Ukraine's line into Poland. And when they do that, Poland comes up and says, no, this is not the area. You're back this way so many nautical miles. So that's why you see this Sentry up, is they're watching this area to make sure that Russia does not fly over. If they do, they escort them out. So that's what's taking place there. Now, you did have another incident that was taking place of a Finland training event that was taking place. That had nothing to do with these 30 plus tankers that flew over. So just to let you know on that. Now, could these tankers be something else and not involved in an Iran war? Definitely, they could be something like that. Could they be used in something else? Yes. But it does point to a more of a possibility due to hearing what Trump is saying just a couple of days ago. Yesterday, he said that the G7 summit, hey, they're going to understand why I'm not here tomorrow. So making comments of that nature. You also have where Iran is allegedly making this statement of, I'm going to unleash something on the world that the world has never seen before. We don't know if that's true. We haven't seen Al Jazeera News repost it. Any of that type of stuff that does post Iranian news, we haven't seen them say it. So that could be something that's nothing more than just clickbait, and it's just going around and feeling the buzz in the air. But I still stand on when Iran says that they're going to do something, and we've seen them where they sit here and say, we're going to push the red button. We're going to push it. You're all used to that during when Israel and Hamas and Israel and Hezbollah was going at it a couple of years ago. Iran was making threats like that constantly. They were making videos of that nature, and nothing ever came of it. They made so many threats of that. So I think this is another possibility of all talk, no action, if they are doing something of that nature. Let's see what you kiddos are saying. Again, thank you so much, Crazy Dopey. Greatly do appreciate you sending that gift in. And thank you, everybody else, for being in here. Currently, 155 people. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody who's given a thumbs up. If you do end up leaving this live, or whenever you do, make sure, if you don't mind, make sure that you go and make comments on the video, not just in the live chat, but on the video. It helps boost it. If you sit there and like it, share it, do all that type of stuff, cool. You can let this thing play all night long, repeat it over and over again. I make money off of it that way, so I appreciate it if you do it. If you don't, it's totally okay. So I appreciate everyone that does. What is up, everybody? Let's see. All right, they claimed they used their one missile for the first time. Interesting. Ross, thank you for letting me know that. If we end up seeing something, I'll let you know. Now, you do also have Turkey. This is a common thing that you do see is Turkish drones. This is a TB2. This is a small scale compared to what America's drones are. However, you do see them up in Turkey. You'll sometimes see 5 of them ish, but they are back to being active like that again, and that could, and I'm putting quotations around this, as a possibility, mean that they're watching the skies of what's coming over. Now, they are part of NATO, which still in a way kind of confuses me how they are, and I go back and forth with that scenario of how they are. But anyhow, they are part of NATO. They are, very strong for NATO. So that could be one of the reasons why they're watching. Now, another thing I want to explain is you have a circle jerkle, is what I call it, of the Middle East. People go after each other, and then it's just a circle revolving door that's insanity. For instance, to give you an idea, you have where Turkey and Russia go after, that's right, Vincent, they go after Syria. And then you have where Syria goes after Israel. But then you also have Turkey and Russia who sit there and scold Israel for going after Hamas, saying that there should be a ceasefire done. And so there's your circling around, so to say. Now, what takes place with Turkey and Russia with doing attacks on Syria is usually a strategic type of attacks with drones is what they use. So, good evening to you as well. Were you able to find the nuclear map? Oh, man, I forgot about that. I will eventually get onto that. For those who are wondering what Miss Angie is talking about, is I have another map that shows really cool world events, really nice. It's not just America made. It's throughout the world that someone puts together. And so, but yeah, I'll get back to showing that map. Where did the Cobra end up going last night? Okay, so Mike is asking this question because last night when I was live on TikTok, they ended up taking me down. I don't know why, because they said it was misinformation, but I was doing nothing more than reporting this type of stuff and easing the fear in people's minds of what the reality and realism is out of this stuff. So while they sat there and had Daily Mail and all these other type of places, promoting war, and you also have where Daily Mail is sitting there showing today about flat Earth, saying that the International Space Station's fake. So that's what TikTok allows. But, I sit here and I talk about straight facts of things and show flights, and I'm a bad person. So, but anyhow, what Mike is talking about is Cobra last night. Now, Cobra was the tel number that was coming out of maybe Oklahoma, Kansas. That's where you typically see it at. That's all normal and fine. What that one was that you see for Cobra, that's generally the right-hand man for reporting information back to the President of the United States. If what I was getting at, if that was going out of America and we saw it go out into the ocean and possibly, disappear, I would then have questions on that. But with it just staying in these parts, I have no questions. It's nothing more than somebody who's training their legs, stretching their legs. So that's what I was getting at last night. And then, whatever reason, TikTok was like, oh man, we got to take this guy down. So, I have been a bad person, so it's okay. Let's see. It could be that I was saying nuclear war too much. Because the reason why I was saying nuclear and bringing that subject up is because Iran does not have nuclear capabilities. I do feel that Iran does want to have nuclear capabilities of that nature, but I feel that they are not. So, if you disagree with me, let me know. If you agree with me, let me know. So that's where I'm at. That's why I was saying the word nuclear a lot. It's so much nicer being here on YouTube because I can say whatever the flip I want to. I still choose not to curse because it's just not my style. What's up, Sarah? Russia gave them some. I don't see. I just don't feel that they have. But I'm not going to say that you're wrong and I'm right because how can I prove that? So I understand why some people think that way. So definitely do know that I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're wrong because I truly do not know and I understand why you're saying it. Yeah, Angie, understandable. That's why we appreciate you. You speak truth that TikTok hates it. Yeah, they do. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for being in here. Thank you everybody who's given a thumbs up. I don't think the pressing the heart button helps all that much. It might, but I don't think it does. So don't sit here and beat yourself up with trying to boost it out. If you try and boost my video out, the things that would definitely help is sharing, but who are you sharing it to? So, because a lot of people are new over here. You're amazing. So glad you're back. Thank you. I appreciate that. And if we fall asleep, we can watch it tomorrow. That's right. You get to rewind. And it's a lot of good quality. So you're able to zoom in. All right, let's take a look. What do I think of sleeper cells? I don't put it into this scenario. That's where I'm at. I understand that a lot of people are talking about that stuff. For me, it's not happening right now. If I start to see something that's a interesting subject, yes, I'm going to bring it in. Yes, I'm going to talk about it. So, oh snap, sharing the live, appreciate it. Where's the Gaza Strip and all that? I forgot. So, Gaza Strip's down here. By the way, let me bring something in for you. Because a lot of people heard about how Gretchen, or whatever her name is, went over to, was trying to deliver humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip, or to Gaza, Hamas, whatever you want to call them. I call it Hamas. So, anyhow, let me show you something here. So, let me show you America first. All right, you have a thing that's called the contiguous line. Let me find it for you. Here you go. Right here, you see the contiguous line here? What the contiguous line is roughly like 30 miles off of the coast of something. We're going to have a long discussion on this, so I'm going to give you a great breakdown before I get into what Gretchen's thing was. So you have where the contiguous line is, it's about 30 miles off the coast. That's what you get to own, okay? What your country gets to own into the waters, roughly 30 miles, give or take. Outside of that is where international waters are. So, for instance, Gulf of America, 30 miles off of the coast of Florida, Texas, all that, and there, no one owns. Same thing for Mexico, 30 miles off of that, they don't get to own any further than that. So there's a reason that I'm explaining this, and I'm going to get into the Gretchen thing. But I want to get into one other thing just really quick, and that's China. You have where they sit here and they make new islands. And basically what they do is they take reefs and then they build it up, and they build it up so big that they're able to put airports onto it. And they've been doing this for several years. And with them building these new islands, guess what? Now that the island is 15 miles out, well, guess what? Now they're able to move that contiguous line to where instead of it being 30, it's now 45. So it's very, very cool. Crazy Dopey throwing in another gift. I appreciate it, brother. Saying, bring the truth. Thank you for keeping people calm when they ask what is going on. You bring them a little peace. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And I truly do believe that. I help a lot of people out with understanding things and easing the calm of the storm of when something's happening. So I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, everybody who is telling Crazy Dopey. Thank you so much for doing that, as well as saying that, giving him likes, giving him comments. I appreciate y'all. Thank you again, Crazy Dopey. Greatly appreciate that. So now let's talk about the contiguous line with Israel. So Israel, see down here, this is the Gaza Strip, okay? This is all Israel. And here is where you have this line somewhere. And when Grecia was approaching the Gaza Strip, even though she was in international waters out here, once she crossed this line, even though she's heading to Gaza, no, you're not allowed to do that. You're in their territory. They are allowed to do whatever they want to, just like America was allowed to do whatever they wanted to when the balloon was shot down that was flying across America. The reason why they didn't shoot it down when it was on American soil was the possibility of it having something in it, or to landing on someone's land, and then you have to go through in that type of dispute. So they shot it down in waters. Now, I don't know why they didn't shoot it down in waters before onto the Pacific Ocean when they first saw it. If they did see it, why didn't they shoot it down? If they didn't see it, I have questions of why they didn't see it until it came across Canada and into America for one of them. Another of them came through America, Alaska, things like that. Why did they start spotting it when it came across land? Why didn't they spot it when it was out in the waters? Anyhow, because we pay an insane amount in defense. Anyhow, with that said and done, when there was one of them that was crossing through America and it came off the coast of the Carolinas, that is when they sat there and they were like, let's shoot it down, to which they did. And they did that while it was inside the contiguous line, so because they were allowed to. Let's see. Someone just said DAL. 266. Okay, I was thinking that's Delta. Okay, so that is diverting. Where was it going? That was going to Paris. Was coming back. Now, Italy is a place. I wish I had my other map up, and I can't think of it right off the top of my head, but Italy is a place that has issues. They're like a level 5 out of 5 of flying into of issues. So I could see that being the possibility of what's going on, but let's see if there's anything else that is coming back. Let's see. Man, okay, that threw me off. What are you doing going back and forth? Stop going back and forth. Man, they're throwing me off. So, I don't know why it's flipping back and forth like that. This one's going to Rome and saying that it's all good. Yeah, some reason it's flipping back and forth to that one. Let me do a refresh on this. See if that fixes it. that one's all good. So they're looking good. So this looks like this might be something else that could be playing a factor. Let me see if I can find out why. Give me a second. Let me search for it on the side. If I see something interesting, you know I'll bring it in. DAL 266. And let's check. For anyone wondering, what I do is I look at, social media first, because, major news outlets ain't going to be reporting something within minutes. All right, so I don't see anything right now that states why. It is pretty funny that, or not funny, but it is here, if you're looking at X with me, and you are, that this same flight back in July 8th, so we're almost a year to date on this, about 11 months, of where this exact flight was declared an emergency just before landing at Paris, possibly due to cabin pressure. So interesting that that is being diverted again. So, so could that be the reason? Not sure, but interesting. Thank you for bringing that one up, Alicia. I appreciate that. Iran has always been a problem since I was a kid, years ago with Iraq and Iran's conflict. Yeah, Iran is one where they got popped, about 30 years ago by America, and they quit their talks for a little while. However, guess what? They're back. So, are they going to get popped again? We'll find out. This is Canada, by the way, that left out of St. John. And where they heading? Madrid. So, yeah. This is Italy heading out. This is a 767 here. That's fine for anyone that's curious. That's the exact plane there. That's one reason why I like this app. What did I miss? I came in late. So, two finger, you're able to rewind. I would say rewind and start about 2 minutes in, and then that's where I get to explaining everything. But I appreciate you, two finger, and then just jump to clicking the live button. So if it's gray, click it, and it'll go to red, and you'll be up to the latest point. So is Iran going to be a parking lot tonight? We'll see. I don't think so. We'll see. I think where we're going to likely see something come to pass is probably like 12 hours from now. Let it start to, get to that dark time about 2 hours after for Iran. So let me check something. What time is sunset? So I'm checking with their capital. So let's see. What's up, Cat? Great to see you. So it'll be 7:22 their time. Eastern, what time that will be for us will be 10:52 Eastern time, because it's in half an hour. That's added. It's not exactly that 8. But so, yeah, 10:52 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for y'all. And I would say so then maybe lunch, 2 o'clock, you start to hear something go down. So that's kind of my idea. Unless Iran sits here and says, gives Trump a call and says, hey, you know what? We're going to take what you've been offering on the table. So it's probably glitching so we don't see certain things. Psh, that's how it was last night. I don't think it's glitching on here. Is it glitching on here to y'all? What's up, T-Hab? You can, for anyone who's just joining in, you can go back to about 2 minutes in, and then I really get to uh, kicking into what's going on. And breaking news, the Karzar coming in with a gift. Thank you so much, and says, hope all is well. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. Really do. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody else who is telling the Karzar. Thank you for doing that, because I do this as a full-time job. If you gift, I greatly appreciate it. If you do not gift, don't worry. I'm not one of those creators that's like, oh man, everybody's got a gift. If you can't do it or you don't want to do it, it's totally fine. So thank you if you do. If you don't and you sit here and just give me a thumbs up on my videos, awesome. If you want to help me out and you don't want to sit here and gift me, just watch my videos, play them on loop. I make money off of that. Share it. So, and if you don't want to do that and you just want to watch me for a second, I still appreciate you. So thank you, everybody. So is YouTube the new app? Yes. I like YouTube a lot better. I'm more able to speak more widely and freely over here. Got a C40. I think this is going to be coming into England here. Now with the way that it just turned. Earlier I was thinking maybe Germany. So, but with it going to England, that's a typical behavior right there. So, thank you, Karzar and Crazy Dopey. I appreciate y'all. Let's see. Would us in the USA need to worry right now or no? Tay, great question. That is, do not worry. I am telling you, do not worry, because Iran is not going to attack America. If they war, we're going to see it coming a long time before it gets here. It's just, and the other thing is, it would be a very, very, very foolish thing to do, is to attack America, especially with the insanity. I almost wish that someone would try to attack America just so I could see what all these trillions of dollars are spent in our defense. There is so much there. By the way, Astro coming in, let's go. Says, I appreciate what you do and sharing what you enjoy doing. Thank you so much, Astro. I greatly do appreciate that. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Really, really do. Thank you. And thank you, everybody who's telling Astro. Thank you. I greatly appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. We had a C40 Sam call sign out of Washington, D.C. Not sure where it went, though. Do you think that it's possibly this one? No, that's not out of Washington. Let's see if I can find it. Thank you again, Astro. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who's telling Astro. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let's see if I can find that C40. I know a lot of people, if you're new to my content, I think a lot of y'all are well aware of my type of style. I am a type of person that's going to explain things to you. And if I don't know something, then I'm going to rely on my chat to help me. And if they don't know it, I will sit here and admit to you, hey, I just don't know. I will try and find the answer. Also, I'm not one of these type of creators to just sit here and like, ha ha, I'm right. Nope, there is at times I'm wrong, and I will fess up to when I'm wrong. It might be right then I realize it. It might be days later that I realize it. But I am not afraid to sit here and tell you that I'm wrong. So, and I do like to crush fear as much as possible. What I mean by that is there's people that are sitting there hearing that, oh my gosh, Iran is going to attack America. Easily someone could sit there and say that. And it gets people worried, and it has them where they can't sleep at night. And I like to crush those fears as much as possible. Sometimes there is the occasion of where something could happen, and I'm not going to hide it from you. I will tell you the truth. Dave, have a wonderful and blessed night. Thanks for being in here. Leonard said, I like how I read comments. TikTok is funky with content. Yeah, so I like YouTube a lot better. Plus you have the rewind capability. So I like that. Visuals are so much better here. Yes, they are. And like it's so much crystal clear. Plus you can put this up on your television. So I just seen someone is quoting the New Testament. See, that's what for me, Candy. It's one I don't get into because you can read. Y'all know I'm very Christian. The way that I look at Revelations, you can really say that, oh, that means this or that. You have to really, really know the entire word of God to understand Revelation, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people can spin it to where it's like, oh my gosh, this means, Revelation's times. So that's where I'm like, nope, I'm just gonna stay out of that. So Tim coming in, throwing in a gift as well. Let's go, Tim. Greatly do appreciate you. Tim saying thank you for all you do, WDP. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Let's go. Crazy Dopey, the Carzar, Astro, Tim. Thank you all for your support in the war. Deadpool community team. Spicy. Let's go. And thank you everybody who's giving a thumbs up on this video. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody who's commenting. Just sitting here watching. Thank you even if you are watching this while you're asleep. I appreciate you. That's why he is saying thank you for being here. Let's see, MPJ, Mama, thank you for always keeping us informed. Thank you for that gift. I greatly do appreciate you. I really do like keeping y'all informed. Let's see. Tonight might be a long night of where we're just sitting here waiting for this possibility of this rumor mill that's going around saying that Iran is going to unleash something that the world's never seen. Two problems here. One, it's a rumor. Two, you have where it's Iran who's saying it, where they, do the whole entire all talk, no action. So I think I feel that there's a really big chance of nada happening tonight. So I think that tomorrow, like I said, a little after lunchtime, Eastern Standard Time, is where we'll start to see America going into Iran. Now, I don't think we're going to have boots on the ground. That's not our style. Sure, do we have where we put troops on the ground? Yes. But it ain't going to happen in this occasion. This is where we're going to do a lot of flying over, a lot of bombing, until they sit here and say, okay, we've had enough. So, they can mess around and find out, yeah. So, if you did say something and I missed your comment, like you were wanting me to answer something that you said, feel free to ask again. So, does anybody know if that vessel is still on fire? I don't know if that was exactly a rumor yesterday or not. But there was people that were saying that they think it was Front Eagle because it was 20 nautical miles off of, where is it? I'm in the wrong spot, ain't I? Where's it at? Right here. It was like 20 nautical miles. Lots of bunker busting. I could see stuff like that. Do you think the supreme leader is taken out that will end it, or will it continue? That's that's one where I don't think it would, because of how long this crap has been going on. It would be different if it was, you know, hey, just this leader, but I think it's where you're gonna get where if you were to take this guy out, it's gonna happen with the next one. Just like we've seen it with Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis. You take it out, and they just replace it back with someone else. So I expect Iran to do nothing less of the difference. So Turkey's Air Force at the border of Iran. Where are you seeing that at, Josh? I do believe you. Are you watching ADSB by chance? Let me see if I can get that open. It's been a while since I used this. Bring this in. Okay. Go away now. So that's one of the reasons why I got rid of it. That's UAE there. I sound far away. Oh, don't tell me that. Hold on, let me fix my mic. No, it's not the right mic. By chance, do I sound like... Okay, I sound better now? Okay, what took place is I had my head turned away from the microphone, so I apologize for that. I look at 4 screens, so I was looking at the one all the way on the left side. You know, I might as well show my face so y'all can sit here and like watch how I operate with my microphone and be like, yeah, that's why you're so far away. I just said I didn't like the balloon flying over, but that's how I came across you. Very grateful. Nice. Good to see you, Beachwater. By the way, Josh, you know, it came on and went back off. Okay. Thanks, brother. Let's go and see. Let me go back. If it just did it recently, let's go back like 20 minutes and see. Is this the one that you've seen? If it is, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. If it's not, just correct me and I'll end up searching for it. So this is one of Turkey's drones. This is a TB2. Let me pull this up so I can show y'all what it looks like. So here you go. This is what you're looking. Yeah, here we go. Come on. Why won't it open? Whatever. Are you gonna open up? I wanted to show. There we go. Finally opening up over here. Give me just a second. I'll bring it over. This is the size of a TB2. It's like the size of a mouse to our drones. So it's very small, they have a lot of them that Turkey puts up, and this is one of the areas you'll see them at. You'll see them at Syria. You'll see them on the west coast, and then you'll see a couple of them, a few of them throughout. So, in a way, it's a common, understandable thing that Turkey does. And another way, it's like, there's a lot more that's going up. Are they watching these areas? For the event of what's crossing over, what's happening at the border. So that's it. Awesome. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for letting me explain that. And thank you for bringing that to my attention. I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. Good to see you, Heath. Let's see. No worries. I just didn't want to miss anything. Good to see you, Tammy. John. They maybe put someone in worse than this guy. Yeah, if I sound so much better now, it's it's because I'm near the microphone. Let me check the social media news. See if there's anything. Someone said, nothing in the last hour. This is all that you've had was massive blasts in the capital of Iran, which is linked to Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard. You do have that. Bring this back over, see if anything else is being said. Hold on a second. Is there a gap over in Pakistan? Give me just a second. Or no, not Pakistan. So this is over Tibet. Hold on, let me go back. Let me go to last week. That area has always been a gap. What are you talking about? Let me go back further. 2 weeks? Yeah, that area has always been a thing. So, even though I use flight radar, I don't understand what flight radar is saying here. This is what global air traffic looks like right now. 3 clear gaps are limiting air traffic. What areas? Ukraine, Iran, I understand. But if they're saying this one, that's not an area that's being flown through. So I'm lost on that. Because you can see that it's nothing flies through there 2 weeks ago. What's up, Patrick? Thank you for joining in here. Patrick, you're more than able to rewind if you would like to. Or you can keep up with the new times. Alerts incoming. Oh, snap. Give me just a second. And okay, let's see. Washington Post reports that without United States resupplies, some assessments project Israel can maintain its missile defense. CNN compiled a series of images showing Israel Prime Minister blah blah blah. Okay. Israel media reports that air defense is costing Israel $285 million per day. World Source News saying United States officials signaled that the next 24 to 48 hours are critical in the United States' decision whether to approach a diplomatic or military solution. To me, I feel that's going to be left up to Iran to decide if they want to be diplomatic. If not, military is going to be the option. They go on to say U.S. officials estimate that a high-level meeting will be held this week with Envoy Wickoff and Vice President Vance and with an Iranian. Okay. If that is correct, then maybe we won't see something in about 12 hours. It's the mountain range. You like it better on YouTube, though? I do as well. Let's see what OSINT Defender. He's a good person as well. These are accounts that I follow on X to give me news that I feel that is a good source for me to get information from. And then I can go and check further in there if I need to. All right, so they said the United States Department has confirmed that the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem, as well as other consular sites in Israel, will remain closed on Wednesday, June 8th through at least Friday, June 20th. Well, it's already June 18th over there. In the report that they pulled it from, the screenshot, I'll read that off. It says, as a result of the current security situation and ongoing conflict between Israel and Iran, the U.S. Embassy has directed that all United States government employees and their family members continue to shelter in place and near their residence until further notice. Given the security situation in compliance with Israel's home front command guidance, the United States Embassy in Jerusalem will be closed tomorrow, Wednesday, June 18th through Friday, June 20th. This includes the consular sections in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. There will be no passport, emergency or regular, or consular report of birth abroad services. Okay. We've seen this one. Let's see. Y'all seen anything else of alerts incoming? Let's see. 17 new posts. Here we go. Here we go. Drone strike is targeting Sea of Galilee. Okay, so give me a second. Pulling up something on the side real quick. So let's go look. Wrong one. Y'all saw me. I was zooming in on the Dead Sea. Let me put. Trying to see if how it is on normal fly time in that area. Okay, so generally nothing. But okay. What's up, WB Heretic? Thank you Have you talked all about the Doomsday Radio broadcast being tested today? No, I didn't even know there was one. Crazy because there was a Doomsday plane circling the United States, is what I heard. So yeah, Doomsday planes fly up a lot of times. So, especially if the president is up, so you'll see a Doomsday following. It's very common. Is your sister? Oh boy, is she up in here? Gives you all the alerts in real time. Yes, Karina. I haven't used that one in good grief. I think the last time, I think that's the app I used to use. Let's see. Yes, that is the app I used to use. So I probably need to go and download again. Let's see. Does their website work? Looks like their website works. Do, 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 do. Okay. So yeah, I'll leave this off on this side. If I end up seeing something, I'll let y'all know. I'm gonna bring this off onto the side as well. All right, so we have that. What else? These kids saying? Let's see. All right, so drone intrusion alerts in the northwest area of Sea of Galilee. The Washington Post reports that without U.S. resupplies. Okay, so we already read that. See if anything else. Nothing else reported. Let's go check this out. Close that. I'll look at comments in just a minute. I'm just looking to see if there's anything that catches my eye. That's Amman. That UAE. More than likely Saudi Arabia, and that's probably, I forget the name of that flight. Or there it is, Beach King. If that's what it is. What's in Jordan here? Okay, they look like they're going to be... Where are they going? I know we have like a little landing field that's out here. Yeah, it's alright. But it looks like they're going somewhere in there because you can see the drop in the altitude taking place. Alright, let's see. Israel military plane just took off. Okay, hold on a second. Let me look at that. Where'd you see him take off from, Austin? My take on the New Jersey drones. I don't have a take, Mike. I'm just as baffled and confused as everyone else. I don't think that it was, someone that just had a lot of drones that was up trying to play games. I think if I was to question anything, it would be questioning if there's like a 1% of the military that knew about it and wanted to see if the rest of the military could figure it out. I think that's, one that I lean towards, but brother, I have no idea. Um, Turkey Air Force just took off in Armenia. Okay, so. Oh, okay. Where's that at? Right here? Is it showing up on this one? Oh, come on. Give me a second. Let me. Come on. Who's this? Okay, this is the Israel flight y'all were talking about. This is a Boeing 707. I'm thinking that there could be a sentry up in the area, and that's why you're seeing this funky behavior taking place. Not seeing that one up there. I'm curious though. What else do we have that's flying around? This is a sentry. That's France though. They did go down there though. Okay, hold on. That's a little interesting that France went and did that. And they're not showing up on radar. Okay. So this is a reason to have multiple ones so you can cross-check. Did you think America caused the internet blackout in Iran? I am not sure. I'm not even familiar with that one, Jacob. I'm sorry. Found another great app for playing. AirNav. Yeah. There's also, what's the other one that I use from time? I see it in my head. Flight Aware. That's another one that I use. I like that one for when I go and pull up tel numbers and look at registration and things like that. Just in case, it was awesome getting to know everyone, and you're awesome. Thank you, WD. I appreciate you, and I hope you're having a wonderful, blessed, and amazing night. Thank you, Austin. I just seen where you said it's on the ADSV exchange. I appreciate that. Karzar said, blackout in Tel Aviv, no power. Really? Hold on. Let's see. According to ABC News, United States officials signaled that the next 24 to 48 hours would be critical, blah, 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 blah. We already know that. Let's see. World Source News says that MDA spokeswoman said, following the alarms that were heard in the last few minutes in the north of the country, at this stage, no calls have been received regarding falls or injuries. Let's see. Okay, let me check the. You said blackout and Tel Aviv, Eve. Let's see. I know the one that happened a couple days ago. Let's see if there's another one that's going around. I see a thing that's from SK Wattbox, something like that. It says Israel news blackout again fails to prevent footage of mass Iranian missiles. That was 3 hours ago, so that's probably what you're talking about. You're talking about these type of blackouts, aren't you? Hold on. Is this what you're talking about? Where they do this? I bet this is what you're talking about. Where they shut off the cameras. Let me pull up a video of that. There's a ton of Blackhawks up in the U.S. right now. Yes, I've noticed likely more than 50 of them. Yes, so are you seeing them down in like Alabama? This is like a breeding ground, especially when nighttime hits in, of Blackhawks that are up. So this is very, very, very normal. Very normal. This is kind of a little bit more, but definitely could be training. That one was a dolphin. That one's a dolphin. So a couple of them are dolphin. Could have some type of increased training as a just in case. Do see some Chinooks here as well. San Diego. Man, San Diego. It isn't a breeding ground. It's just so much that's taking place there. Sorry for that. But there is a lot, and I mean a lot of activity. When that place goes quiet, I start sitting there going, what's up? And, yeah, I wish I could close that dumb ad. There it goes. When San Diego starts to go quiet, and they went quiet, either it was last night or the night before, and I was like, okay, I gotta watch. Nothing happened, but it got my spidey senses tingling. What do we have up in America? Let's look around, see if we see anything that's needle in a haystack. It's a 560 Ultra. Who just popped up? That's a tanker. Okay. Nothing I find of interest there. There's a P8. So Oregon still have its fire going on, by the way. Let me, where were they at? They're right in here. So that looks like that's kind of chilled down, so that's good. Alright, let's get back to military. Edible. Not really anything new on development. I do now have, for y'all knowing, obviously it's another live feed from someone else that's on YouTube. I am watching on the side. If I see something, I'm going to let y'all know. C30 is up. Let's go. King 67. Give me a second. Let me pull that up. And then I can talk about it. That's coming out of Mountain View. Oh, okay. So this is a C-130 Super Hercules. So yeah, this one is just transportation of stuff, but it's in California, so there's really nothing to it. If you see it, these you'll sit there and see, like going to and fro of Jordan and things like that. Um, so, um, yeah, it's usually just bringing stuff in or taking it out. So, that's why the live camera feeds were stopped. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. I'm reading through comments. I know I'm going back. Proud Marine Mom. Good to see you, by the way. Haven't seen it move in a full day. I'm watching it because I have family member on it. Oh, are you, Proud Marine Mom? Are you talking about the Nimitz? Is that the one that you're talking about? If so, I haven't seen it move either. Let's see. I know I'm saying a lot. Okay. Yep, you were talking about Nimitz. Yeah, I haven't seen it move either. What's up, Chloe? Good to see you. I appreciate that. Everybody being in here. 1,200 views. Let's go. That's awesome. Let's see if I can find anything interesting. Actually, let's look at what the most tracked flights are. Okay. Israel's flight coming from Cyprus. And it doesn't really surprise me. Then you have the C-17. Here you go. For the person who was asking about, like the C-130s and things, here's a C-17 coming in and out of Jordan. You see them a lot. Saudi Arabia, Qatar. Do they shut the cameras off on purpose? So I think that they shut the cameras off on purpose. I don't think it's internet. I think they're intentionally doing it just in case of where they don't show strategic something strategic going on. Is it normal having 3 NATO planes in the United States? It is, and I think right now they are training them for a just in case. Man, I so thought you were about to say Jolly Roger. Jolly 91. Okay, that's in the same area. And okay, so that's why is it coming up that way? Oh, I was about to say. So I thought that it was. I thought it was showing an airplane signal, and I was like, but that's a chopper. But yeah. But it's because it's so close to the Super Hercules. Now they're starting to break past. Let's see. It's a tanker. Lots of tankers up. Who is this? It's I haven't seen that. It's a 172S Skyhawk. Civil Air Patrol. I don't know anything about that. See, there you go. There's that time of where I'm like, I'm just looking to see if there's anything that catches my eye. Nitro. I ain't seen that one up in a while either. Oiler, I always see that one. Do have a system moving in on Oklahoma, and, south of Kansas. Where are these? T-45 Goosehawks. Alright, Let's see. I'm just looking around seeing if I see anything. What do we have that's leaving out? Another tanker. Another tanker. Got some tankers going out. Now, another question that is common that people were asking a couple nights ago. Well, if America's sending so much out, what happens if someone took advantage and attacked us? It doesn't work that way. America has so much military equipment, military force, that we have more than enough to supply to several countries, and it won't put a dent on us. I know we were talking about Blackhawks already, but there's a ton of them in some Chinooks and Osprey. Yeah, in Hawaii. So this is another area of where you'll see them. There was a fire earlier, wasn't there? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there another fire out here in Maui? I know these are Blackhawks, but I wonder if that's what they're watching here in this area. Let me see if I can pull that up. Chloe said yes. Okay, appreciate it. What's up, Pumpkin? Great to see you in here. So Maxwell has a different place where it sorts Blackhawks at one place in Enterprise, Alabama. Thank you, Pumpkin. I appreciate that. Some reason when you said Maxwell, my mind went into Jeffrey stuff. I was like, oh, okay, we're changing subject. Proud Marine Mama said, you thought that too, Aaron? The article I saw said it was all brush. Appreciate it. So you do have fires, unfortunately, that do happen in Maui a lot of times. And it's an unfortunate event. And sometimes they get out of hand. We seen one that got out of hand a couple of years ago. Let's see. Proud Marine Mama said, I saw that. That's by the Army base. I thought there was a fire yesterday. I'm looking it up now. Thanks, Proud Marine Mama. What about the planes you don't see? Makes you think, oh, yeah. Good grief. Blue Frog. Could you imagine? I mean, if we were able to see the planes that we're not allowed to see, this whole entire thing would be lit up with so many flights. It would make people like me actually question, be like, well, what's this one? What's this? Whiteman Air Force Base. Ain't that up in, is that in Kansas? Is that where that is, Tom? If so, I'm not seeing any activity there. Is it Missouri? Let's see if I see any activity in Missouri that has me thinking. You have Blackhawks out, but I don't really see anything taking place in there. I don't know why. I really thought it was Kansas. But yeah, that's on me. I could easily go and search for it, right? You can tell I'm still convinced that it's Kansas. Alright, let me go and search and see where it's at. Oh, you're right. Johnson County. There it is. All I gotta do is click one time over. Really thought this thing. So what's interesting about this place is when the balloons were tracking over, this is uh, in one of many spots, but where the balloon dropped in altitude, and that's what got Cobra to go up and start tracking this balloon of when that was going over a few years back. Thanks AJM for the correction. I know that you might be delayed a little bit in time. If anybody's delayed or wondering if they're delayed, where you see the live button right next to the play button, if you see the word live and it's gray, click it and it'll turn red, and that'll put you into the latest up-to-date time. Maxwell and Gunner have different storage sites because of their location. Thank you, Pumpkin. Are there any particular patterns or equipment that are more notorious than others? Man, that's like a loaded question. That's a big loaded question. Yes, like, I don't know if this answers your question exactly, but like down here in Alabama, it's just, you have so much stuff that's here that you see that type of stuff. Texas, you see a lot of stuff of Texan flights. San Diego is like a mixed bag. Lots of helicopters that are out there in the area, especially in the evenings as it goes on. But you do have stuff that takes place in Oklahoma where you'll get stuff that's kind of interesting of type of planes. Right now these are tankers here in the area. Let's see if we find something cool. Don't really have anything right now, but sometimes you'll see some real cool stuff. You'll see like some 135 rivet joints. I'm trying to think what else you see. But in that area, you see some cool stuff flying around. In our Kansas area, that's where you'll see like B2s from time to time. You'll when you see them, and you see them over and over and over again, it's like, okay, you can understand what their movements are for training purposes. So. But yes, great question. And you see this stuff, and you pick up on it after you've watched me for like a couple of weeks. You'll notice that I just click on stuff, and it's like, I know what it is. So, like for instance, here's one. This is one that's typical in how it flies. You'll see it in North Dakota. You'll see it in South Dakota. You'll sometimes see it in Montana, Wyoming. But this is one that's typical with Hoover that you'll see. So what is Iran doing? Right now, it's just quiet over there. That is all that's taking place. It's just quiet over there. Let me check and see if any new posts. Let's see. OSINT says... we haven't heard almost anything about the meeting earlier today between United States President Trump and his National Security Council. From Trump, other officials, or even much from the media. Let's see. President Donald Trump to have lunch with Pakistan's military chief tomorrow. If he's having lunch tomorrow at 1, I don't see anything going on tomorrow now. Like I thought. Maybe tomorrow will be a quiet day. Maybe it'll be something that's, like tomorrow, evening, Eastern time, which would be, really late for Iran. Oh, the F-35s. Let's go. Now, I don't think I can talk about that Charizard here that much. I don't know, but better safe than sorry. I'm gonna not for a momento until I know what I can and can't get away with. Guess we came to peace. Maybe there's a slight um a slight talk. Stop yawning. I know. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me. My sister works for several air patrol. Really? That is awesome. Tell her thank you so much for what she does. Let's see. Weather balloon. Is that a weather balloon? Yeah, that's a weather balloon. They're flying over 60,000. Never get mad at you. Brought me to the dark side. Over to YouTube. Good to see you, Jordan. John, I don't know if I answered your question. I'm sorry, but John asked, did Iran do anything? Iran has not done anything, unless you're talking about just the last couple of days to what they did back to Israel. But yeah, nothing new. So just kind of sitting here waiting. Is there military aircraft that go off the radar that we can't see? Yes. Let's see. Where's it at? I'm trying to remember how to do it. What is it? No, it's not that. There's a way on ADSB. I'm trying to remember how to do it. There's a way that I can change it up on. Yeah, here we go. Okay, this is it. Yeah, so I can change it over to other sources here. So you could sit here and say filtered that of what military is looking at, and it gets interesting sometimes because it is literally sometimes you will have where they're watching a commercial airliner. It's like, I wonder why they're watching that one. But I know that doesn't answer directly, but yes, there is still other radar that we're not seeing as civilians. Is Trump meeting with Pakistan in person or over the phone? Great question. I would think over the phone, since it's happening so fast. But it says has lunch with. If he's having lunch, then that would be mean meeting. So, yeah, right? Pumpkin saying, I thought lunch was together. So, yeah, I agree with you. Let's see. Trump talking about putting up his 2 flagpoles, both sides of the White House, north and south lawn. just seeing if there's anything. No. Not really seeing anything. Let me check the live feeds. See if I see anything over there. No, I do not see anything on the live feeds. Let's... No more alerts coming in. Wonder if Pakistan is coming here. I'm thinking they're coming here, Chloe. Yes. Thank you, Boss Man, for answering that. I didn't even see that one. Sorry, Blue Flag. But yes, Boss Man is correct. And you do see it in real time. So, and that's correct. When they want you to see it, when they're okay. But you do see that, and it's pretty cool. You'll see like Doomsday plane tracking right behind them, and then as Doomsday gets, or as the president of the United States gets close to an area, like where they're like 50 miles out, you'll see a 135 jump up, and you'll see the Doomsday plane go down. But yeah. Right. I don't know how to say. I almost want to say Yeshua, but yeah, if we could see the high-level military radars, dude, that would be awesome. I'd eat it up. Let's see. Pumpkin said 11 a.m. DC time is what time's overseas, because that feels like everyone look over here while we do why we do what we need to over in over in Iran and Middle East and all that. You have where we can see just military planes. Yes. So on here, it's one that I have to pay for, and that's where I can filter to just doing military flights on this. So that's one on ADSB. This is free. You can literally just click the U. So if you have it not selected, you see all the commercial flights up. If you have it selected, then it's military. So, oh man, you ain't joking, Tony. How many commercial flights are up? So just in this area that you see on the screen is 4,800 on the screen. So you could say, probably about 40 over 4,000. That's all in America. And total throughout the world is almost 10,000. Do you think Iran can shoot down an F-22? I do think they can. I don't think they're exactly, as bad as North Korea, where they can't hit the broadside of a barn. But I think the reason why is they send up a lot of stuff. Then again, F-22s do have amazing skills. They might get lucky. Let's see. How typical is that volume? Lots of great questions. Yes. So, if you were to Blue Frog, if you were to go back like a few hours before that, man, there's so many more flights. So, what's up, Crazy Dopey? Hiding in the shadows. Yeah, they haven't with Israel, so that's a great point, Crazy Dopey. So, they might get lucky, but now that I think about it more and more, they're probably not too far away from being like North Korea to where they can't hit the broadside of a barn. Bet they can't shoot down space for it. Have y'all seen the stratospheric bombs that have been taking place? That is a new thing and a legit thing that's been happening. Crap was really awesome to check out. Charizard this morning, she sent me over 3 Poseidons that was off Florida's coast. That is something that is very typical. But I'm glad that you asked. But yes, it's something that's very typical. Now, when Russia was pulling, I think, Cuba's ship through, or Cuba was pulling their ship through, and they actually went through that line, which they are allowed because they were outside the contiguous line. You saw the P8s watching that thing like a hawk, big time. It was a lot more than normal. But yes, to see 3, maybe even 5 of them up and around, yeah, that's an understanding thing. But great question, and love that you're out there watching stuff. The asteroid going to hit us. We'll just have to wait. When is that thing supposed to hit? Like 2032, something like that? Or is it 2028? Yeah, Chloe. I can't remember how much I spend on mine. If you were able to pay for high military level radars, would you? Oh, heck yeah. Even if they charged me $100 a month, I'd pay for it. Even if I got to spend $100 and only watch it for 5 minutes, I'd do it just to see. I don't know who's coming from Calgary. Where are you seeing that at? What do we need to know? I don't think there's really anything right now that you need to know. I would say probably watch like the first 20 minutes of my live, and it'll answer your typical questions. Anything happening in Diego? Typically, no. Let's see. Yeah, no. Don't have anything in that area. I feel like it wasn't that long ago. We was all pulling all-nighters, watching the bombs the last time. Oh, man. You want to talk about some, for those who don't know, that was when we were listening to the bombs drop from Israel onto Hamas. And that was some ASMR right there for a lot of you military people. Put a lot of y'all to sleep. Steve the Rooster, too. Man, throw backs. Let's go. We just saw Iowa, Illinois now. You've been watching Diego? Yeah, sometimes you'll see like a couple flights coming in, but you don't see a lot. Oh, that's right, Lori. There's a lot of, do's and don'ts that the military can and can't do. What's up, Neil? Hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day as well. Thank you so much for that. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you were there, Pumpkin. What is Iran supposed to do? Accept what Trump's, offer is on the table. If not, then they're going to be bombed. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if Iran does anything. Ultimate surrender, right? Could they just stop with their empty threats? That would be a great start right there. Just just start with stopping on empty threats. That's awesome, Lori. Thank you for being a amazing mother, to supporting your son for being in the army. So huge shout out to you. Huge shout out to him as well for doing that sacrifice. So thank you so much. Have a C-17 over Chicago. Check it out. Let's see. Okay, this is what y'all were talking about in Calgary. So you see stuff up here because of the G7 summit. So that's why you see movement up there. And so the C-17 coming out of there, or no, that's not a C-17, that's a C-40. Definitely would explain like an understatement, as you see there. Bringing back people of high rankings. Steve the Rooster was the best. You ain't joking. You're kind of scared? Nah, don't be scared. I mean, if you're in America, trust me, you're totally fine. You ain't got nothing to worry about. The only thing you have to worry about is a terroristic situation going down. And that's always a possibility. Didn't want to ask, but needed to know. How is... Neil. I don't talk about it because it gives me flashbacks to knowing that happens. But I have been doing generally good. So appreciate you asking though. Iran ignored what Trump said. I thought they did as well. And Iran said something about bombing New York. If Iran did say that, I could see him saying that. But if they did, it's going to be an empty threat. The all-nighters were a lot of fun. And that was a long night. All right. I'm not really seeing anything. Let me give X one more shakedown. See if anything. Israel says that 440 Iranian missiles have been fired so far, causing a toll of 24 people have lost their lives, with 1,300 injuries. The Crown Prince of Iran released a message earlier to the people of Iran calling for an uprising against the Islamic regime. You're scared for Trump? I mean, I understand why. So, alright, I think I am going to head to bed. I greatly appreciate everybody being in here. Definitely had a lot of fun. Real good night. Thank you everybody who gave me a follow. Thank you everybody for when you go to leave here, you give a comment on the video to try and help boost it. Thank you everybody who watches this video over and over and over again all night long, because I do make money off of that one. So I appreciate y'all. I should be back tomorrow, unless something comes up that I have to give my attention to. But if nothing comes up, I'll go live tomorrow. I might try and do one around lunch, just in case something goes down. But as of right now, I don't feel that anything's going to be happening. With Trump meeting Pakistan for lunch tomorrow at 11, I don't think that I just kind of feel like something's not gonna happen, but there's always a possibility of something happening. So, but the time I'm on is I always talk about it on Eastern time, but I'm on Brazilian time. So, uh, not while you're at work. Oh man, I will end up coming back and going live at night. Um, but yeah, I appreciate you all. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed and amazing night. Um, and Thank you so much for everybody for all y'all support and being in here. Do not live in fear, because when you live in fear, you only, you die all the time. Sorry, said that all wrong. When you live in fear, you die all the time. When you do not live in fear, you only die one time. Thank you, everybody, for being in here. Thank you, everybody, for y'all's support and however you do it. I greatly do appreciate y'all being in here. Hope you have a wonderful, blessed, and amazing night. I'll see you back tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Night, everybody.